Version. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according to the multitude of thy tender mercies. Blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee only, have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightst be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desireth truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part, that thou shalt make me to know wisdom. A plea for cleansing. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Praise for forgiveness. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. O Lord, upon thou my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy praise. A broken and contrite heart. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offerings. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart. O God, thou wilt not despise. A plea for blessings on Zion. Do good in thy pleasure unto Zion. Build thou the walls of Jerusalem, for then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offering and whole burnt offering. Then shall thou offer bullocks upon thine altar. So this is the passage I'm studying for this month, and I went ahead and started breaking down the verses. So I'll show you that. And if you're here for sewing business, I do mix in some of my personal stuff. So I hand wrote what I just read to you. I hand wrote that already. And then I broke down some of the words from, I think it says verses 1 through 6. And so I highlighted some of the words that I wanted to learn more about. And then I wrote them here. And I draw on everything. Loving kindness means tenderness and consideration towards others. Blot out means to make obscure, insignificant, or inconsequential. Mercy means compassion or forbearance, and so I broke down both of those words. Compassion means to empathize with someone who is suffering and feel compelled to reduce the suffering. And forbearance means refrain from the enforcement of something like debt, rights, obligation that is due. Refrain from the enforcement of something that is due, like a legal agreement to stop payment on a debt for a period of time. Tender mercies means special blessings such as loving kindness, and we can go back up here, which means tenderness and consideration, consolation, assurance, and gentle guidance. And you can even break down each of these words in number, plenty, most, or majority. Iniquity means wickedness, a wicked act or thing. Sin grossly means an act that goes against law or command, like a sin against God. So, just in this verse right here, and this is like verse 1, you can see the abundance of love that God gave us through his son.